Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content tonight is breaking. There is now doxing going on, hit pieces going on against Andrew Clyde, a sitting member of Congress, for daring to stand up at the ATF. This is something that we covered when it happened. I'm going to walk you through everything right now. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Make no mistake, the New York Times is leading the charge here, and we have got to show him some love. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We are distributing freedom twice daily, and in this case, defending those that defend freedom at the congressional level. Make sure you leave a comment below and send this one out because he needs some support in this. And the content today is brought to you by Infinity Targets. Infinity Target is a self-healing rubber target. This thing can absorb up to 110 rounds of 5.56 per square inch and caps out at 50 BMG. The way this works is the projectile goes through the target, chips off the paint, you see exactly where you hit, and you come in with a spray can and cover it right back up, and it's good as new. This thing is made 100% American. It is recycled materials, weatherproof and waterproof. This is something that you all need to at least check out for your day at the range. You can use the code Langley15 to check it out for yourself, and thank you to Infinity Targets for making this content possible. All right, my brothers and sisters, let's get into this because, like I said, we have to defend those that are defending our rights. Check this out from the New York Times today. A lawmaker hid one key fact as he fought checks on gun shops. Now, they're talking about Representative Andrew Clyde. You may remember Andrew Clyde because he was at the forefront of fighting the ATF when they were doing their pistol brace bans. Every time that Dettelbach went in front of Congress, Andrew Clyde was right there to question him and hold his feet to the fire. He's the one that led the Congressional Review Act that was going against the pistol braces. This is a big deal because while he stood up, he's now getting a little, oddly enough, focus from the New York Times. What are the odds? Because they're never oriented to the left. Check this out. Representative Andrew Clyde has been in Congress only since 2021, but he has quickly emerged the vocal opponent of gun control, handing out dozens of AR-15 pins to exemplify his wide-ranging push to roll back federal firearms regulations. Good. Hope he gets more pins. Let's continue. Because this is how they are actually, they've done Freedom of Information Acts and they're using it against him. This is not random, and you will see this more, just like they did it against the SCOTUS. I'm telling you, this is what these people do. Let's continue. A Demand 2 designation, this is what they're trying to leak on him, is not in itself an indication of bad business practices or criminality. Okay, well, so there's no criminality or bad practices, yet you're claiming that's a problem. Here's what he's done to catch their ire. Mr. Clyde, a 28-year Navy veteran whose business generates around $12 million in annual revenue, has sponsored or supported nearly every effort by House Republicans to eliminate gun control measures and block the Biden administration from imposing new ones. Sounds like a stand-up guy to me. Here's what they're trying to pin on him. At a House Appropriations Subcommittee hearing in April, Mr. Clyde, Republican of Georgia, grilled the director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, Steve Dettelbach, about a little-known program to monitor gun dealers found selling large number of weapons later traced to crimes. It's almost like there's a consistent message here that we've been covering. Continue. Mr. Clyde suggested the program known as Demand 2 was unfair, questioned whether all crimes linked to such guns were bona fide, and exhibited a detailed knowledge of its inner workings. Ooh. Even though it applies to only a tiny percentage of gun dealers nationwide. Well, here's where it comes out, and we're trying to dox him. What Mr. Clyde did not disclose was that one of two gun stores he owns in Georgia, Clyde Armory in Athens, was placed in the monitoring program in 2020 and 2021, according to records obtained through the Freedom of Information Act request by the gun safety group Brady. Shocker. ATF inspectors made the designation after they found more than 25 guns sold there had been used in crimes within 3 years of their purchase. Again, 3 years within their purchase, $12 million annually generated in revenue, 25 guns. Okay, yeah, this doesn't look like anything, but here we go. This is where they actually say the quiet part out loud, and they are just absolute hacks. It's not clear what crimes were traced to guns sold through Mr. Clyde's stores or whether his businesses have been cited for violations that could be used to revoke their licenses. Restrictions on releasing information about federally licensed dealers imposed by Republicans at the urging of the National Rifle Association prevent the ATF from publicly disclosing most information about traces. Almost like the NRA and Republicans were onto something, knowing that people like the New York Times and all their other acolytes in the media would go after sitting members of Congress or Supreme Court justices through Freedom of Information Acts in order to discredit them because they can't defeat them in the polls. They can't defeat them legislatively. They can't defeat them electorally. So let's just discredit them in the media. These people are out for blood. They are using Freedom of Information Acts against Republicans, against Republican justices, not Republican justices, conservative-leaning justices. These people know no bounds, and that's why we spread this stuff out, give him support when he needs it, and send this to everyone you know, because make no mistake, this is not just the first random article. You're going to see a lot more of this simply because he stood up to the ATF. That's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.